So hi everybody, I'm back. It's Willow from Willow and Mystical, and here's what I did so far. Off camera, I went in and I started doing some of these apples, and I'm going to finish up a few of these apples with you and show you how I done those, and then I'm going to show you how I do the pine cones. Now if you notice, I have a little bit of bleeding through here, but I do believe I'm going to take my pencils and after this is all finished and see what kind of sharpening up I can do. So I'm going to color in this apple, and then I'll show you how I got the shapes and I did all this. Apples is just like oranges. They are fruits that are often used for well, for Yule and for Christmas to be, apple pies and to be put on the altars and, yeah, different things. So I wanted to use the red apple just for that purpose. Okay, so here's what I did. I did go down to a smaller brush. I went down to my 2 round for this. So I'm going to get a little bit of the pigment here, and I'll show you how I got the apple shape. So I started here and I went around. And then here, as you can see, and to me that created an apple shape, or gave the illusion of an apple. And then I just went in and started putting my color down. Remember what I told you, this don't have to be perfect. I don't expect it to be perfect. I am going to sharpen it up with my my pencils, but basically I am really kind of happy with how this is turning out. And I like the fact that some of the apples aren't bright, some of them are real bright. I just love that. So here you see me again. I'm just tracing around, putting in lines where I think the lines will go. And then I just color the rest of the inside of it. As such. Get a little bit more color on here. And I'm going to come around this way. Okay. So there you go. It is amazing how you can just, when I bought these, I didn't know how I was going to do it. I knew I was going to decorate them in red and green, but I didn't know. It's after I actually sat down with it and I start seeing shapes and how I can incorporate, Christmas themes and or Yule themes in with, those shapes. And at first, just the field is what I focused on. Then as I was looking at it, it started appearing to me, oh, look at that. That looks almost like an apple. And I was like, oh, wow, that's perfect. And then as I first started painting the first apples, then I seen these, and I thought, oh, my goodness, these could be like pine cones. But then I thought this could be a stem, but I didn't like that. It looked more like a palm fan after that. Okay, now I'm going down to my very small brush, and this brush is a 0. And I'm going to take this one, and I want to go into the green, but I don't think I want to go into the darker green. I want to use a little bit of a lighter green and see if I like that. If I don't like that, I can go dark with watercolors, but I can't go light. Okay, so here at the top, what I did is I took the pencil, and I have these 2 things coming up. So I took this first one, and I just went around and created like a leaf shape, and then here like a stem. So I want to see how this is going to turn out when I do this leaf. Need more water on that so I can pick up better pigment. There we go. Let's see how this does. Let me get some of that off. Okay. So, can you see that leaf? See how that looks like a leaf to me? Then I can turn this, and I'm going to do another one. Then I'm going to go back in and do the brown. Let's see. See how that looks like a leaf? That was just perfect the way it turned out. And being able to put those leaves on there and possibly that stem, that really gives the indentation that that is an apple. And don't get excited like I did on that one. Get carried away. Stay within the boundaries that you first originally drew to keep that leaf shape. Perfect. Guess I'll just go on and finish it all the way around, then do the brown. You know, this reminds me of something. You know when you, oh, what did I do? You know when you eat apples or make a pie with apples or just whatever it is that you do with apples? Save your seeds. Don't let your dogs get them, of course, or your cats. But save your seeds, because those can be used in spell work. They can be used in spell works for love and relationship, because apples are known for spells of love, you know. But I like to use the apple seeds because I can use them in witches jars or in gree-grees or charm bags, mojo bags. I can use them in poppets. And you know, and those work perfect. Those work perfect. So the seeds have a very, very good value. And you know, and you can take one of those seeds and program it and drop it, like say in the corner of, you work with someone in an office that seems like you're not getting along too well with. You can enchant that seed and just drop it somewhere in that office, you know, in a corner or something. Kick it underneath the bookshelf where it can't be seen. But also, you know, to bring a common ground, or I wouldn't say love, but maybe bring harmony or peace or a mutual line of respect. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the brown and try to do the stem. And because apple seeds are toxic, you can also use it for banishing, you know, banishing someone's hate or, yeah, or someone's abuse in a relationship. That's a good one. And you can just drop that seed there, you know, where they are, and just allow the energy to fester and grow. So see, now you see where I have the leaf and now I'm putting on a stem. Do you see how that looks so much like an apple? It gives the illusion of an apple, you know, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. And yeah, this is a lot of little detail, but you know, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it for my altar anyhow. And I'm enjoying the process. I enjoy the process because you can intensify this as you create this. You can intensify it with whatever desires that you may have as you paint this. Like you can paint protection into, you can, as you paint this, you can layer your protection down, protection that you want, or You know, you want to bring peace and good cheer. Or harmony and love. You want to bring those things into the house for Yule, for the holidays. Well, basically for any time. So you can do that as well as you create your altar cloth. And not just this one, but any other altar cloth as well. And I know you can buy all kinds of altar cloths and doilies. I sell them in my shop myself. But I love to create them, to create special ones. And this will probably lay over one of my regular altar cloths, just like at Samhain. I had an altar cloth that had like skulls and bones and witchy things on it. And then the one I made for Samhain sat on top of it because it was a small one. Now there you go. See, I have all those painted in. I have all of those, my little stems and leaves painted in. And I'm really happy with that because it does give me the illusion of an apple. Now this here, this is what I'm seeing as a pine cone. And I want to show you how I'm going to do just a couple of these, and I'll probably end this video and finish this up and then come back with another video with using the pencils to sharpen it up. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take my brown and I'm just going to come all the way around here. And that oh, I love this so much. See how that just looks like a pine cone? It's representation. And that to me, that looks like a pine cone, especially after it dries. And then you can go back in with your pencils. I mean, if you're skilled with watercolors to do that, awesome. That is really awesome. Do that. But if you're not and you're like me, you can use pencils. And if you don't want to use watercolors, you can actually just color one of these with colored pencils if that's how you wish to create yours. Don't allow yourself to be limited on anything. But to me, those look like pine cones. But so now I'm going to come back in and I want to come in with some green. Because what I want to do, and I'm going to use the dark green for this, I want to put in pine cone needles instead of a stem. So starting here, I'm going to very easily take this up like pine cone needles. You see that? Now that looks more like a pine cone because it has needles going with it. And they don't have to be perfect. It's all an illusion. But I think that just looks more like pine cones to me, what pine cones would look like with pine needles and not that ugly stem. So I'm going to shut this video down. I'm going to go ahead and finish that part up, and then I'll come back with the third video, and that's when I'll come back in after this dries real well with my watercolor pencils, and we'll sharpen this up, and then we will have made our summer solstice altar cloth. There you go. So if you would please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and ring the notification bell. Leave a comment below. If you don't do anything, leave a comment because I really want to hear what your thoughts are. And as always, stay forever magical and blessed be.